Hey guys, so something I recently saw on Instagram that wasn't exactly correct. It was just blatantly false the way it was representing the story. Basically, what happened was I was watching this post made by Left Shift or Left Shift Media, and it's basically like a very leftist, channel, and obviously I can go on and about that, but specifically, it was basically recounting a story about what happened where Pastor Anderson was dealing with the oneness heresy, the oneness heresy that was creeping into his church around the time of 2017, 2018-ish. And so obviously, as he was dealing with this heresy, a lot of people, as far as members of the church, were actually getting sucked into this heresy. People like Tyler Baker, Elliot Ray, Russell Bobs, people like that. And then for that specific Sunday morning, he found out about people that were subverted by this heresy, including people like Garrett Kirschway and Dominic Davis. And then obviously he basically he set the record really straight. He basically preached against oneness theology. He was very clearly uh, upset about the fact, and rightfully so, obviously, about the fact that this heresy was spreading, in the church, and that there were people still getting sucked into it. And so he basically just completely eradicated that heresy from the church. And what I mean by that is basically anyone that was still believing in oneness, or they were kind of on the fence on it when they were already going to that church for a long time, he basically just kind of cut out the cancer, as it were. Now, the thing is, though, is that in this specific event, what Left Shift was basically saying was that when a person walked up to Pastor Anderson, they said that, oh, this person was asking for prayer, and then he denied him asking for prayer. Okay. Now, this is an extremely misleading thing, and it's just blatantly false. That's not really what actually happened. First of all, obviously, if a sermon is happening, if a church service is literally in, you know, if it's literally happening right now, if the church service is happening at the very moment, then obviously you can't just walk up to a pastor, walk up and interrupt something and say like, "Hey, I want prayer right now." Like that's just not how things work. That's a very disorganized way of doing things. But more importantly than that, that's actually not what he said. Okay, the weirdo that walked up to Pastor Anderson, he didn't just simply say, "Hey, I just want to pray." Those are the exact words in the quote unquote transcript that Left Shift created. What the guy actually said was this. What he actually said was, "I just want a prayer read." Let me say that again. He said, "I just want a prayer read." And what he meant by that is, because later we find out that this guy was actually, he believed that he was Michael the Archangel. What he was saying is that he wanted Pastor Anderson to read a prayer for him. Okay. Now, that is not the same thing as just, I'll pray for you, man. Don't worry about it. No, no, no. This is literally him saying, I want Pastor Anderson to pray or to read a prayer for him, which is obviously weird. That's not what Baptists do. Baptists are not into that kind of stuff. We don't believe in repeating prayers or reading prayers from a script or something. We believe in praying from the heart. So, obviously, Left Shift is just not even caring about that. They're just trying to create their own narrative.